Network was strangled by a Jaranka around, I don't know.
No. It was the Nyominkas who did that. Yeah, I know. Network was a problem during last class. So, in fact, we had to stop the class prematurely. Okay, so can we start now? Okay, Karamo, are you with us? You were not in last class. Hello, Karamo, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I think we can start. I have about 20 people, 19, 20. So today is our normal class. I see no reason why people should not be joining in their numbers. Okay. So shall we start? Are we all ready?
Yes, we can go on.
Yes,
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to start with a quick recap on what we have done last class. And I'll give you, of course, assignment on last class before we move on to the subject of today's lectures. Okay. So last week, sorry, not last week, actually, it was this week. Last class, I wanted to say, last class we looked at, we completed make or buy decision and looked at shutdown decision. Okay, and actually we couldn't complete the lectures because I wanted us to start a limiting factor decision, and then rain came. You know, network was very poor, even from my end, so we had to close the class down. So right. So we looked at shutdown decision. That was the last topic we looked at on Wednesday. And we said this is a decision that is taken by management when they want to either discontinue a department, an operation, a product line, or any segment of the business that is not doing well. Okay, so in order to take this decision, what we agreed was we need to get financial information, tangible financial information that can warrant the closure of the segment that is not doing well. Okay, so first we have to look at the overall effect on the business. Okay, the effect on the business as a whole when that branch or when that product line is shut down. So the effects in terms of the loss of sales that the company is going to encounter, and then two, the cost savings, the direct cost savings or the relevant cost savings that the organization or the company is going to benefit from. Okay, so these are the two things you consider: the cost savings and the loss of sales. So if your losses are more than your savings, then naturally it would be prudent to go ahead with that decision. But on the flip side, if your savings, your cost savings are more than what you're going to lose in terms of revenue, then you might as well go ahead with that decision. So we did a short question on the shutdown decision. So this is the assignment that I want you to do. Okay, you need to do this on a separate Google Sheet. I think you already created your assignment Google Sheet. So you need to create one extra sheet on that file. Okay, and I think it's shared with me already, so there is no need to share with me. So this assignment, which is example 5, Phantom Limited, should be done on your individual file, individual Google Sheet file that you shared with me on your assignments. I hope I'm clear. Do you understand the requirements of the assignment before we move, please, everybody?
Mr. Governor?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Coker, you wanted to say something?
Yes. You mean the Google Sheet that we created with the assignment you gave us previously, I mean, during lessons before
Yes.
the semester ended?
Before the break, yes.
Okay.
You remember I gave you, I think, at least 2 assignments before we break?
Yeah,
which
sure.
you did on your own and shared with me. You remember that file?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to your Google Drive, you will find that file. So open that file, create a new worksheet, and call it example 5, Phantom Limited. Okay, and then do your assignment on there. So there is no need to share with me. Since you've shared with me once, it's already on my portal. So there is no need to share with me. Okay?
Okay.
Hello. Mr. Foreman.
Please take note that this assignment will be marked.
Mr. Foreman. The question.
Yes.
Division Y. It's in division Y.
Batu, it's too noisy over there.
Yes. The question is, it's in division Y.
Oh no. It's actually there's an error. There's a typo. Hello. It should be division B. Okay, it should be division B because division B is the one that is making losses. Okay, so this is a typo. So it should say division B. Okay, take note of that, everybody. Right, any more questions on the assignment before we? Hello?
Mr. Fofana?
Yes, Mr. Coker.
Yes, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the previous class, but just a quick question. Regarding this assignment, is it from the lectures we did last class, or is what we're about to do?
No, this is on shutdown decision making. The lecture we did last class.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very simple one. So go over the video, you'll understand it. It's a very, very simple concept, yeah?
Okay, fine. All right, thanks.
And actually, that was what I recapped when we started today's class. So that was that was the topic, yeah?
Okay. So what's the due date for this assignment?
Right, good question. You do it before next class. And the next class will be on Tuesday. I want us to have another class on Tuesday and Wednesday after 5. Just like we proposed last class. So this should be done before 5 on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay. Karamo, can you take note of that? Can you take note of that on the WhatsApp group, please? Okay. Can you inform
Yes,
everybody on the WhatsApp group? Yeah. So Tuesday. So Tuesday. So this is a good time to agree on that as well. So Tuesday and Wednesday, please, let's sacrifice and attend the class. So it's going to be after 5. Let's say 5:15 after the prayers. So 5:15 on Tuesday and 5:15 on Wednesday. Okay. So Karamo, if you can also write that message also on the WhatsApp group, please. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So thanks. So if there are no questions, I want us to move. Shall we? Shall we move?
Yeah, sure, we can.
Okay, so we're going to look at limiting factor decision today. Okay, so from your past, experiences and stuff like that, what is your understanding of limiting factor? What is your understanding of limiting factor? Hello?
It's things that constrain you of doing a certain task.
Okay, so a limiting factor is, in other words, a constraint, something that prevents you from attaining what you are supposed to attain. Simply. Good, Mr. Cole. So, limiting factor is anything that prevents you from achieving what you intend to achieve. Okay, for example, if you want to produce 1,000 units of a particular product, but unfortunately, there isn't enough material to produce that particular product. So that means material is your limiting factor. So if you are supposed to provide particular services, let's say accountancy services, okay, you want to go and audit particular organization, okay, and you do not have the required manpower, that is the people with the required skills to conduct that particular service, then labor will be your limiting factor. So you can just think of anything. If you want to go to university and you've already got your 6 credits, including English, Maths, and a commercial subject to do a BSc in accounting, but unfortunately you don't have anybody to sponsor you, so finances are your limiting factor. Is that clear, everybody? So, as accountants, what is our role? Our role is to advise management when there is a situation of a limiting factor. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Yeah, that's clear.
So that's why we say one of the topics, of course, is among the most important topics in limiting factor decision. Sorry, one of the most important topics in accounting for short-term decision making is limiting factor decision. Okay. What do we do? What do we advise management to do if there is a particular factor of production that is in short supply? Yeah. So this is what we're coming to do, and please take note. The first 2 topics we have done, they are very, very simple. Okay, accounting for make or buy decision, accounting for shut down or discontinuance decision. They are very, 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 very easy and straightforward. But limiting factor is not like that. Okay, so that's why you can never have any exam question that will give you equation all by itself on shutdown decision or on make or buy decision. No, they will always mix it with limiting factor decision. Okay, so next class we're going to look at how we're going to mix limiting factor with, for example, make or buy decision. Okay, so limiting factor decision is very, very important, and compared to, it's not difficult also, but compared to the first two topics we have treated, it is a bit complicated. Okay, so now, when we talk about factor, what are we talking about? We're talking about what? Factors of production. These are things that help us in production, okay, whether producing services or producing products, okay? And some of them are what? Raw materials, for example. When we are producing products, the most important thing we look out for is the raw materials, because it is the raw materials that are going to be used to produce the product. For example, if we need to produce, let's say, how to call it, a mango drink, okay? So what are some of the raw materials we require? First will be mango fruits, isn't it? Okay, mango fruits and what and what? If we need to produce, let's say, mango drink, what sort of raw materials do we require? First, like I said, is what? Mango fruits. And what are the other raw materials that we require when we want to produce mango drinks? Francis Korea? Francis, are you with us?
Yeah, I think sugar. Yeah, I'm here with you. Yeah, I think sugar will be one of them.
Okay, sugar, of course. Yes, correct. Sugar. And what else? What other raw material?
It could be essence. How do I call it?
Yeah, preservatives. Just call them one
nice.
name.
Yeah.
Preservatives. Just call them preservatives. Yeah.
Preservative.
Good.
Okay, preservative.
Yes. So, if let's say we want to produce 1,000 bottles of mango drink to meet demand for our customers, but then we are not in mango season, for example. So that means that mango fruits will be in short supply. So that is a limiting factor situation. Okay. So the second factor of production is labor. Okay, skilled labor, unskilled labor. Okay, naturally skilled labor will be more, because unskilled labor, we could get that anywhere. Okay, so the skilled labor in this case, in our example, will be the people who will work with the machines to produce the mango juice. Okay, so limited machine capacity. Okay, we will need machines that will need to run in order to produce the mango juice. So if, for example, we want to produce one, but then our machine, the machines at the moment can do only 800. Okay, so that means our machine capacity is limited. Okay, or finance. Let's say we need some money to buy the mangoes, to to pay for overheads and stuff like that, and we couldn't have enough finance. So in that case, finance becomes a limiting factor. Okay, so these are some of the factors of production that can be in short supply in a limiting factor decision situation. Okay, so now, if we have to advise management in a limiting factor situation, what are the procedures we need to follow? Okay, what are the procedures we need to follow? Naturally, we have to do our calculations as finance people, okay? And the first step we need to do is we need to calculate our contribution per unit of sale. Okay? We're faced with a limiting factor. Now we're going to advise management as to what to do. Okay, and of course, what to do, your advice to management will be based on optimal production plan. Okay, optimal means the most profitable production plan. So you're going to advise them to produce optimally, to produce in such a way that they will maximize profit. Okay, so in order to do that, first we calculate our contribution per unit of sale. Second, we calculate our contribution per unit of scarce resource. Scarce resource here is the limiting factor. If, for example, material in kilos,
It's 16 hours.
if, for example, materials in kilos are our scarce resource, we have to find our contribution per unit. We're going to calculate our contribution per unit of the material. Okay, so once we calculate that, the next step should be we need to rank them. We need to rank them. Ranking them will be based on the contribution per scarce resource, because our problem is the scarce resource. So the one with the highest contribution per scarce resources will have to be produced first, followed by the next highest, and so on and so forth. Okay? So the fourth step is to use up the resources in the order of ranking. We use up the resources in the order of ranking. Ibu, what's the problem now? Okay, any questions? So far, so good? You understand what to do in order to advise management on optimal production plan? Do you understand the concept of optimal production plan? Hello?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Basin, are you with us today? Basin Salah? Basin, you were active during last class. I don't know what's wrong with you today. You don't have good network or what? Danso? Danso, are you with us? Hello, Danso? Ibrahim Jaite?
Yes, I can
Jeta
hear
Kunda,
you.
I hope you had your lunch. Maybe he's having lunch now. Jeta Kunda don't get full. Yeah, Danso, yes, you want to come in? Danso?
No, not exactly.
Okay. Ibrahima?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Hadi Gay? Hadi? Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Just having difficulties with my network, but I'm managing.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you joined in the class from the bank. You don't have good
No,
network there?
no, I left because I won't be able to participate in the class.
Concentrate.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So do you understand the concept of optimal production planning? Hadi?
Not actually, because when I log on, I just find that the class is already on. So it's just here I saw where you put steps to follow to calculate the optimal production plan. The rest I wasn't able to.
Okay, you are just joining now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Good. So I'll just explain once more. Like I said, this is the steps we need to follow in order to calculate optimal production plan. Okay, so by optimal production plan, we meant a production plan
Yeah,
that
it's okay. You can proceed.
maximizes profitability. Okay.
Understand.
Okay, can you just listen to me, please? Yeah. So in order to advise management, in order to advise management to produce optimally, these are the steps that we need to follow. First, we calculate our contribution per unit of sale. That's a normal contribution calculation. Second is to calculate our contribution per unit of scarce resource. Yeah, scarce resource, like I said, is the factor that is in short supply. Okay, that's the scarce resource. So if it is material, then you will calculate contribution per kilogram of material. If it is labor, it's going to be contribution per hour of labor. Okay, so after calculating the contribution per scarce resource, we rank them. How do we rank them? We rank them based on the highest contribution per scarce resources, followed by the next highest, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then the fourth is we use the resource in order of the ranking. We're going to show you how this is going to work, so don't worry. If you don't understand it now, you'll understand it once we've done. So now we're going to do our question. If there are any questions, please, can you come up before we start answering our question? Any questions, please? In the meantime, can you please screenshot this? Can you screenshot the question? Both 6A and 6B, we're going to do both of them. Hello, Nima, are you just joining us? Nima Mas, are you just... Okay. Okay, so shall we proceed, please? Hello?
Yes,
Hello,
we
are you hearing
you.
me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So please screenshot this this question before we move. So it says, Nail Limited produces 2 products using the same machinery. The hours available on this machine are limited to 5,000. So what's the limiting factor? In this question, what is the limiting factor?
Labor.
Labor is the limiting factor. Is that so?
Yes.
Do you agree to that, class? Is labor the limiting factor?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you agree, class? Is labor the limiting factor?
Yes.
You say,
It's the
Why do you
machine
say
hours.
labor?
Machine hours.
You say
Machine hours. Machine hours.
machine hours. Okay, machine hours is the limiting factor. Okay, we will see how that is going to pop up, right? So I continue reading. Information regarding the two products is detailed below. Products per unit data, M&N, selling price, variable cost, fixed cost, and then you have profit of 14.7. Machine hours are 8 per unit of M, 3 per unit of N. Budgeted sales in units, 600 for M, 500 for N. Required, calculate the maximum profit that may be earned. Okay, so we first look at 6A, which is how are we going to produce optimally in order to maximize profitability. Okay, so we're going to follow our steps. Okay, so let's go and open our, let's just go and open our spreadsheet so we can answer the question. So please, if you have not screenshot this, can you screenshot it so that you can make reference to it? Okay, I'm going to quit because I'm going to project the spreadsheet part. Okay, so 1 second. Going to project my spreadsheet. Where is it? I need to open it first. Sorry, I need to open it. Right. 1 second. I need to reopen the file. Taking a bit of time. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. So here is my file. Right? Can you see my spreadsheet? Can you see my spreadsheet? Okay, so for those of you who did not attend class, we did example 3 and example 4 during last class. So I'm going to go to example 6. So example 4 was for your homework. Okay? So I'm going to create a new worksheet. Then I just call it EG6. EG6, I just call it NEAL Nail Limited. EG6 Nail Limited. Shall we proceed? Can you see my spreadsheet? Idrissa? Idrissa, can you see it clear enough? Hello?
It's clear, Mr. Fofana.
Yes.
It's clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Good.
It's clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes, clear.
Okay, so let's proceed. Let's proceed. Okay, so I'll read the question again. It says Neil Limited produces 2 products using the same machinery. The hours available on this machine are limited to 5,000 hours. Information regarding the two products is detailed below. Okay? So product M and N, we've seen the profit is 14 and 7 respectively. The machine hours are 8 and 3. The budgeted sales are 600 and 300. Okay? So let's proceed. So what is the first step that we need to do? What's the first step we need to take?
The contribution. We calculate the contribution.
We calculate the contribution. Okay. Actually, before we calculate the contribution, let's first find out the extent of the limiting factor. Okay. So we all agree that there is a limiting factor, isn't it? And what's the limiting factor? The limiting factor is the machine hours, isn't it?
Yes, the 5,000.
Yes.
The 5,000. Excellent. So we first need to know whether in actual sense there is limiting factor. So how do we do that? We need to know how much we require, what is available, and whether there is any shortfall. Okay, so that's the extent of the limiting factor. So step one, so I just do nil limited. Actually, if you don't document this step, I mean, it wouldn't be an issue. But for proper presentation sake, we need to start from how to call it from this stage. Yeah. So nil limited. So the first step, I just call it step one. Is to calculate the extent of limiting factor. Okay, to calculate the extent of the limiting factor. Okay, so how are we going to calculate this? So we're going to look at each of the products. How many hours are required to produce each of them so that we know the total hours required. Then we compare it to the total hours that are available, and we can calculate our shortfall. Okay? So we calculate the extent of the limiting factor. So first, we have to calculate the hours that are required to produce each of the units of M and N. Okay, so we start from M. Product M. Okay, product M. So product M, how many units do we have? How many units do we need to produce for product M?
600.
Okay. 600. 600. Right. 600. Okay, 600 units. And how many hours do we need? How many hours do each unit needs to produce? How many hours?
It's 8.
8. Excellent.
8 hours. 8 hours.
8 hours. So now the number of hours that we need to produce product M will be what? 600 multiplied by 8. You know, Batu, I think the problem you have is you must have had two appliances on at the same time, your mobile and your laptop. So you need to switch off one of them. Batu? Okay, that's better. Right. So what are we doing? We're trying to do our step one, which is to calculate our extent of the limiting factor. So how do we determine our extent of the limiting factor? We first need to know how many hours, how many machine hours do we require to produce all the products. We compare it to how many machine hours are available so that we know whether there will be a shortage or there will be excess. Okay, so we know in order to produce product M, we require 8 hours of machine time to produce each unit. And product M has got what? 600 units. Okay, so that would be 4,800 hours. Is that clear, everybody? Okay, so now I want the hours to appear here. Let me give you another spreadsheet tip. I want hours to be inside this so that they can be part of the calculation. Okay, I know if I try to type hours here, okay, it won't accept because there will be text in the calculation. So what can I do to ensure that I have 4,800 hours here and yet it's still accepted in the in calculation? Can someone tell me what to do? This business is not about learning the accountancy aspect of it, but we want to know how we can be able to use our tool, our spreadsheet to do our work. Okay? So do you understand my question? Karamo?
Yes, we did.
Yes, yes, I understand.
Yes. You know this is saying 4,800. I want this 4,800 to write 4,800 hours. Yet if I use it in calculation, it's still going to accept it. So let's try to do this. Let's try to type hours here. HRS. If I type hours here, if I enter, look at what happens. It says hashtag name. What is this? This is an error message. Why there's an error? Because I try to add text with a number, so it's not going to accept it. So, but I want to format it in such a way that hours can appear inside this and yet it will be accepted in calculation. Can someone tell me how to do that? Come on, where are the spreadsheet gurus? Where are you?
You go to format.
Those that are working, Batu, don't you use spreadsheet?
Mr. Governor, let me try.
Okay, good. Yes.
Like, okay, in the number of hours cells, you click on that cell.
Okay, let me do it for the whole column just to make it, okay, no, okay. It's only going to be few, let's say the 3, yeah. So let's do it here, yes. So I just clicked them, I just highlighted them,
Then go to format.
I go to format,
Okay, format.
Mr. Njai, yes, I have highlighted it and I went to format. Yes, what next?
Yes, I was a bit confused because I asked you to click on 8 and you highlight the 3. I don't understand that.
Okay, sorry, you wanted me to click where?
Where 8 is?
Where this
You go
one
to
is?
RAB.
8 hours. You want to wrap that. This one, you want it to be 48 hours. Is it not that?
4,800 hours. Yes, we want hours to be written after it.
Yes. Okay. Now you click on where.
Yeah, you go to RAB. You go to RAB. From format, you go to RAB.
Who is on the driving seat? Is it Usman or Batu? Which one? Who can we allow Usman to go first? Yes, Usman. Yes, I have clicked on the 4,800. What next?
No, click on hours. That is 8 hours we want, because this one is 8 hours that we want to multiply by 600.
Okay. I click on 8 hours. Okay.
So you right click, then you go to format cells.
I right click, I go to format cells.
And then we go down. I want to see the self. One doesn't have it, isn't it? Self-formatting.
Yes, so I can just go to the form. Yes, format. Can you see it clearly?
Yes, you check. Yes. Where is self-formatting?
Where it says self-formatting.
Yes, only the cell. I want the formatting, like where the accounting is, the text and other things.
Okay, that's number. Okay, here.
Okay, now go to changing the number, this thing, scientific hours. Financial code. This one, no hours is there. I don't know where this one is. In the accounting, in currency, you go to changes in dollar or something, but the hours is not there.
It's not there. Well, you got to put it there. So it's not there. You have to put it there. Okay. Yes. Who wants to try again? Yeah.
You should put the
Yes,
hours in double quotation.
I add double quotation to what? Answer.
You send
Yes,
hours
Carla.
in double quotation.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, to save time, let me just do it. So what you do is you first highlight the area that's going to have the hours. It's not only hours, but any text you want to include with the number. It could even be a sentence. Yes, just allow me to go, please, just to save time. Okay, so we're going to click on the cells that's going to have hours. So I guess that's going to start from E5 all the way down to E9. Let's assume that these are the cells that is going to be placeholders for hours. Okay, so after highlighting them, okay, you're right, you go to format. Okay, you go to format, you go to number. Okay, but there is no hours there. Usman, there is no hours there, so you go to create it. So you go to number, and then you come down here where it says more formats. Then you choose custom number format. Okay, so if you choose custom number format, that means these are tools that are available to customize your number formatting. Okay, so you can use these tools and together with whatever you want to do with them to provide the format of your numbers that you require. Okay, let's say the number we want to format, we want it to have 1,000 separator, but no decimal place. Okay, so we can choose this one. So after choosing it, now we want the hours to appear immediately after the number. So if you want the hours to appear immediately after the number, what you do is you choose it, and on the edit menu here, you do your double inverted comma open. Okay, don't leave any space. You do your double inverted comma open. Okay, hit space bar once so that you can leave a space between the number and the text you're coming to write. Okay, hit the space bar once and then you type hours. HOURS, or if you want, you can abbreviate it to HRS. Okay, and double inverted comma close. Now, after closing double inverted comma, look at what it has done for you, the sample. It has done 1,235 hours. So your number is going to have this sample. Then next, what you do is you click on apply. So once you do apply, look at it, 4,800, and it's still within formula. Can you see? Is this clear?
Yes, Mr. Fofana.
Now,
you know it is 8 hours that we are interested. That is only indicated in the question that it's 8 hours and 600 units.
Yes.
And then what about if we forget about these 48 hours and put only hours in where 8 hours is, then when it multiply, wouldn't it give us the total as 48 hours?
It will give us 4,800. But what I mean is, if you type 4,800 only here, it's not a problem, okay? Because the answer is correct. But is it 4,800 stones? Is it 4,800 pounds sterling? Is it 4,800 cattle or what? So you need to say what the 4,800 is. Equally, you could come here and put your head in here as hours. But now, the best will be to say what the numbers are on the numbers themselves. That's a lot more professional. Can you see?
Yes, I understand it. The one you did for 48 hours, what about if you do it for this 8 hours, then multiplied by using the formula?
You could do for 8 hours and multiply by it gives you this. No problem about that. But what we are interested in is the how to call it, the answer where we're going to add the hours here. Okay, this is where we are interested in. But equally, you could format this also so that it will say 8 hours. Okay, and this will be 600 units. You could even do all that. This will say 8 hours and this will say 600 units. And after multiplying, it could be 4,800 hours. Okay, but what is important is this is what we call conditional, this is what we call custom number formatting. Okay, so it's called what? Custom number formatting. I'll just type that for you.
Governor,
Yes.
I think what Usman is trying to say is that if you put the hours as 8 hours and then you multiply by the 600, will it automatically show 4,800 hours? I think that's what he's asking.
No, it won't. It won't. It won't so. It won't so. Okay, so what he's trying to say is if you put 8 here as 8 hours, okay, let's demonstrate it. Let's demonstrate it. So if you type 8 hours here, for example, okay, we type it, look at it. Can you see the answer? Error.
No, sorry, Mr. Fofana, you can use the same formatting because this one is like you are attaching number to, and it is recognized by the system as a text, not a number. Yes, but if you use the same formatting, like we go to formatting, and then we create another 8 hours, like the one you just destined, then we want to see the result, if it will automatically give us 48 hours.
No way. Okay, let's test it. Let's test it. They say the proof of the pudding is in the eating, yeah? So let's test it. First, I have to remove this format here. Then I go to format, number, then I change it to automatic. Okay? So now it's on automatic. Now, right. So you want us to change this 8 hours, okay? I'm going to highlight this. And then I go to format, number, then I say more format, custom number format. Then I choose this, and I say double inverted comma open space. I just say HRS, closes, and I enter. Okay, so the answer is still 4,800. It cannot say 4,800 hours when you have not formatted it to say so. Does that answer your question, Usman?
Yes, thank you, sir. That's what I want.
Okay, you know you are in Yominka. Okay, so we will say, so this will say 8 hours. We'll still leave this as it is, but we still got to apply this here. Okay, so equally what we could do is, instead of going back to say, to highlight this and go to format as well, we can just use a format painter. So we highlight the format on here, then we click on the paint format, and we click here, it will give us the format that is here. Can you see? Can you see? Okay. So, okay, let's move now. I think we've lost some time. Okay, so the next one will be product N, isn't it? So do you learn something new in spreadsheet today?
Yes.
Yes. So for this one, I will apply
You'll
it.
apply that. Do that, please.
Yes, yes, yes.
And to be honest, if I tell you, there are lots of people who doesn't know how to do this. Very simple, but lots of people. Ask your boss. I doubt it if he's going to know it. So many people
No,
don't know it.
definitely. I never knew that.
You never knew?
That you could do this with spreadsheet.
Yes.
It's now that I'm even checking with on Excel and I see that there's custom.
Yes, there is cost
on that.
Good, good. Yes, it's there. It's there. Okay.
No,
So
that's
please
what.
don't joke with these
Because-
classes. They're very relevant for your life, you know.
But I don't know it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So let's move. So product N, how many units of product N?
500.
500.
Okay, how many hours per unit?
3.
3. Once you type 3, it will put 3 hours there. And we can just replicate the formula. Okay? Once we replicate the formula, look at it, it gave us 1,500 hours. So total hours required. Total hours required. Okay. Total hours required. We're going to add this. So we do a sum formula. Enter. 6,300. Okay. What are the total hours available? So we require 6,300 hours. We require 6,300 machine hours in order to produce 600 units of M and 500 units of N. But do we have that?
No.
Do we have that? So the total hours available are what?
No, we have
5,000.
5,000.
We have 5,000 hours available. So we just type 5,000 and it would say 5,000 hours. So what's the shortage?
1,003.
1,300.
Is 1,003. So we take this minus that. We enter. So 1,300 is the shortfall. Okay. So now we have a problem. We have a problem.
Mr. Bowa,
Yes.
is it, since it's a shortage, is it normal to say, let's say the hours available, we less it from the hours required, so that we have this in bracket? Is it normal?
The hours required less the hours available. Yes, that's what we have done.